Hello and welcome to the Early Childhood. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the podcast where today we're going to be learning a little bit more about early childhood care and education. My name is Mrs. Hunt. I am the Early Childhood Care and Education instructor. With me today, I have two students, one current student, Milan Yancey, and one future student, Skyler Thomas. And today, Skyler is here to learn a little bit more about the program here, and Milan is definitely here to assist. Greetings, Skyler, and welcome. I know that you have a couple questions about our program here, and so, like I said before, me and Milan are here to answer them.
Okay, so starting off, a question I would have is who are the students? Like, is it open to the public or is it only for students and staff? Like the babies, who are the babies?
So on site, we do currently, she's referencing our daycare lab that we have here on site. There are currently 7 children inside of our daycare lab, and currently it is only open to students of students that have children here, as well as parents, of teachers in the building as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not currently open to the public.
So, what are the basics of the curriculum? Like, what would I be necessarily learning inside of the classroom?
So, our early learning program consists of 5 classes, 3 that you'll take in term 1 and 2 that you'll take in the following term. Um, you'll receive 2 TCC credits, which are 2 technical college credits for completing the course. The first 3 are your basic classes, and then come term 2, we'll dive deeper into the things that you learned during term 1.
Okay, so to back up off that question, if I were to go straight into the childcare field after the program itself, what jobs would I be eligible for?
So there are quite a couple different things that you can do once you graduate. One of the main things is being a lead teacher inside of an infant toddler classroom. You could also choose to complete an apprenticeship that can put you on the pathway to directorship or being a coach and coaching other infant and toddler teachers inside of the classroom, the same way you're kind of receiving that education and knowledge now.
Oh, and to add on to that, from what I know, starting your 12th grade year, you basically start your pathway like your 11th grade year, and then once you get to your 12th grade year, you will start like your apprenticeship and like school. So you will basically go to school first, and then go to your apprenticeship, and mostly you'll be like an assistant teacher or like sometimes like a head teacher, but you would not be like the head teacher. It's just that's what the title is.
Okay, so are you in this pathway? What would be some personality traits that you recommend going into the pathway?
Ooh. What would you say, Milan, are some things that you may know about yourself before you got into the program or as you're going through it that you would say that you need?
Personality traits, respectfulness. Like even though they're little, they still want to be treated how you want to be treated. You don't want to belittle a child. Um, always keep professionalism. Like our school in general is just about professionalism in general, because you always want to be professional in your job, in your space of work. You wouldn't want nobody disrespecting you in your job, so don't disrespect somebody else in their job.
Yeah. What would you also say about like patience?
Oh, definitely patience. You gotta have patience with kids. So like just having kids in general like around you, you can have like a bunch of kids just crying and it could just be you. I mean, some people don't know what to do and some people don't. I mean, well, and do, but it's just like you have to be patient. Like it takes time to know kids and just understand them.
Yeah, I think it's a point to know that children, are going to cry and they have big feelings and emotions, and so a big part of early childhood is knowing how to adjust as the adult to those feelings and helping the children feel through those feelings. So that requires patience. Absolutely.
Okay, another question I have is speaking of the classroom, because I heard that there's a classroom downstairs, what would be the age cap? Like, what's like, say, someone had a 5-year-old, would the 5-year-old be able to go? Like, what's the age cap
Okay.
to where we can?
So yeah, you're referencing our daycare lab again. We only house ages birth to 3.
Okay, so question for Milan: what does your day like as a student in the childcare pathway look like?
First we go and get a lesson from Miss Hunt. We can particularly talk about just anything. Sometimes we can be going over rules. Sometimes we can be going over just like what to not do in certain moments. Like if something happens or like incident report wise, like what do we need to do? Just in general. Then for our second period or something when we had our third period when we had our third and fourth period with her, we would go over to the daycare and it would be like we go in groups. And over in the daycare we go and observe the babies and talk and just we do observations. And with the observations we go and just see what those see like based on their age what to do.
Okay, so another question I might have that would probably be for a lot of people is, do you have to change diapers in the pathway?
Yes, we do. We don't change diapers anymore, but well not us, like not the kids, the students, but the teachers, yes, definitely. You still have to change diapers.
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, of course the teachers, but
But
students.
by the time they're 3, they should be potty trained. Most kids that we have now are potty trained by 2.
Yeah, so you're
So
helping to assist with keeping them on track with potty training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what does the what would it look like if you were in the actual classroom with the toddlers versus in the class with Miss Hunt? Like what would they be doing? Like what would they be learning in front of you if you were in the classroom?
So yeah, you worded that pretty good. So she's asking, what do you do in the classroom with me versus what do the students, correct me if I'm wrong, what do the children learn when they're in the daycare lab?
Oh, what we learned with Miss Hunt, we just go over like the I ain't gonna say the basics, but we go over what we need first, like what we need to basically say, what we need to do, just to understand, so making sure they understand us. Once we go over to them, then it's like we have everything down. Sometimes we don't have everything down because sometimes we may forget. It's like a forgetful thing, but 9 out of 10 we know everything that we're supposed to do when we go over there.
Yeah, so to kind of summarize that, they come over and they learn the theories and research behind why we do what we do, why read children books, why talk to children when they're feeling emotional, um, why sing children's songs, why repeat or show repetitious facial movements back to them. And there's always theories and science behind that. So they learn that inside the classroom with me, and then they go next door and they not only practice it but they observe it with the teachers in the classroom.
Okay. To end it off, I would ask, why should I choose this pathway over any the other pathways provided by the school?
Well, definitely I'll start with that one. Well, because I feel like if I were to ask you, do you remember one of your teachers in your early childhood classroom? Do you remember a song that she sung to you? Do you remember or have that glimpse of maybe sitting down on the carpet or of her bringing a snack to you? Most likely you're going to say yes. And that's because no matter if you're 16, 21, 35, you're always going to remember your early childhood teacher. And so, with that, you also understand that she's created the foundation for you learning, growing, and developing. And that to me is so impactful, um, and means and matters a lot. So, early childhood is really important to life.
Yeah, and definitely when you have a light for kids, I would definitely say that when you have a light for kids, you have a strong light for wanting teaching them. No matter how bad people say kids are,
For
there
sure.
is so fun. You have your
Yeah.
good and bad days. It's actually very fun.
They're the littlest humans with the biggest hearts, and when I tell you the hugs that you get from them are
It's like, why need a social
undescribable.
animal when you can have a social baby?
Oh, you're exactly. Yeah, yeah. One that coos and ahs at you, and I mean looks at you with the biggest admiration. Looks at you to be their leader, to show them what to do and what not to do. I mean, babies and infants, you gotta love them. You do.
Well, no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, well, I want to thank you, Skylar, and thank you, Milan, for being here with me today to learn and discuss a little bit more about the early childhood care and education program. And I hope that you consider this pathway to be, something that you might want to take on in the future. We look forward to having you.
Thank you.
Bye, Skylar.